Okay.
Okay, now we are live on YouTube. Go ahead.
Yes, please. Heavenly Father, we're eternally grateful that you allow us once again to come together to make decisions for this city that we love so much. We ask that you bless this time and bless the citizens of our city as we go into the season that's all about your son. I pray all these things in your son's name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Short glasses out. Alrighty, is there a motion to adopt the agenda with the additions, which should be numbers 1 through 26?
Mhm.
Is there a
Whatever's
second?
on there.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Mhm.
I think we will have to have I don't want to say, that's how you used to always say, a short executive session, and it'd be like 2 hours. We need to have an executive session after this, and then I think we'll have a moment or two for a workshop to get an update on some things as well, just a FYI.
Are you forecasting that we're gonna have a 2-hour executive?
No, I
session?
don't think it's going to be. I'm saying I'm not going to give a deadline on it, and maybe it'll be shorter.
I just wanted to.
Rocky said he's leaving after the meeting.
I don't know. All I know is that Chief Hyatt needs to be at it. So if we get out here by 11, we'll be good. Go ahead and get yours knocked out. We moved you to the end of the agenda, so we'll get with you in about an hour and a half. Alrighty, got the agenda adopted. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agendas number 1, 2, and 3?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any public comment? What'd you do to Miss Ada? Where's Miss Ada at? I was gonna mess with her. They gave her a key. She's got a key to the church. She was running around the church the other day, opening up all kind of things.
She's the head usher.
She said she's had a key since they built the place, so I'll go with that. Anyway, no public comment. We got no proclamations and resolutions, no bids and quotes, no old business, general business. Number 4, request to address the board regarding placement of a food truck, and that is R. Hayes.
I don't think he's here.
Is he here? I think we can go ahead and discuss what he was asking for. The food truck ordinance allows someone to petition the board directly, or whether or not they can put a food truck outside of where the ordinance allows them, which is pretty much everywhere except the Gandy. And I believe that's where they wanted.
He wanted
wanted
to
to-
either put it where the fair usually goes or where the old Chick-fil-A food truck is. That was-
Temporarily or permanently?
He never really
Never
told
said
me.
one way or the
He-
other,
I
did he?
asked him to send me his application, but he never sent it back. So he came in the other day.
Is this the guy, same guy, is this one that's up next to the?
No, it's not the guy that's down there at Pete's. Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Whoever this was hasn't gotten a license yet, so he came in for a license, and that's what he said he wanted to put it where he wanted to put it.
I don't, we're just talking about it.
We
in
just talk
general.
we usually talk to ourselves.
I mean,
We don't
maybe
really,
maybe he'll show up.
we don't need to take any action, do we?
No,
He can't move until he got permission in those locations from us.
Right.
And the whole reason we had that portion inside the ordinance was to basically stabilize the commercial and a high-speed avenue approach, and also, permanent businesses out there.
Did you not bring up speed out there right now?
No.
But the low-speed avenue approach there. But that's the reason we did that, and also because we didn't want to have competing food trucks versus franchises and permanent.
Yeah, brick and mortar that's putting
Yeah.
millions of dollars in there.
The
And
one
then,
exception that we did make was for someone that we knew were looking into making a brick and mortar station. They were testing the grounds. And then I was a bit uncomfortable with it. It's not the best place for temporary setup like that.
Mhm.
I sure wish he was here to talk to us.
well, if he does not show, we won't take any action on it.
And he can just
Yeah,
come
we're
up the
not-
next time.
It was like anybody
Yeah.
can do anything,
Yeah.
so.
He's at least pushed off till January 2nd if he does want to request an exception, which most likely won't be forthcoming, but anyway, that'll be something for y'all to decide then. Okay. Number 5, request to approve addendum to service contract Shaw's Dearman and Waits, extending time for Matthews, Branch Sidewalk Project. Let me get a motion in a second. I'll update.
Second.
Basically, all this is matching what MDOT has done with us with some action that we took last week, and we're fixing to get to one, probably number 13, that will require a quick executive session, not executive, special meeting, hopefully tomorrow, but I'll explain that when we get to it. But it's all dealing with the Matthews Branch project, just matching up their contract extension with the MDOT extensions. So got a motion, got a second, all in favor? Number 6, request to pay estimate number 2 in the amount of $163,371.61 to Walters Construction for 2024 paving. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
We do plan on them being in, back in town 1st of January. Obviously, they've got a deadline that I think extends a little into maybe the back end of January. So we'll say Weston is applying the proper motivation to get them to get in here. Obviously, downside of paving this time of year, not only rain, but you've got temperature problems that you have to deal with. I think they have to be over 50 degrees. Well, they could have really paved today. We got to have today. But anyway,
Road and they're gonna wet top.
That's going to be, yeah. And my comment to Weston has been that we want the job done right. So even if we got into had to have the discussion of, well, why don't y'all just wait till March or April? I'd rather that than do it and a month later we have all kind of problems. Yeah. So I think that's the conversation we've had
I was
on.
supposed to say, if we're waiting until after New Year's, that's when it's winter.
Yeah. But we didn't really have much of.
No.
Yeah, it is going to get to where you're not paving 5 days a week, you're paving 2, unfortunately. So anyway, we'll keep our eye on that, and I'll keep y'all updated on that as well. But this is for stuff that has already taken place as well. But I got a motion, got a second, all in favor? Okay, this is okay. Number 7, request to deny special exception for 801 Old Richmond Road per the Planning Commission's recommendation. Let's get a motion in a second, then we can discuss it. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
From what you guys and Dan, you may be able to speak on this. Obviously, that was a unanimous vote to deny.
Yep.
And you guys had gotten into some issues that I hadn't even really considered. I think personally, to me, y'all will probably cringe when I say this. The biggest thing to me is the ADA compliance. Being that we know the DOJ could come to Petal, Mississippi, and say, "Hey, what's going on here?" That's the biggest issue with me. Now, let me ask you this: we're fixing to vote on this one way or the other. If they want to rework this thing, what does that process look like?
They really need to bring in some type of plans,
Okay,
site plan,
Amy, are you intentionally hiding behind Cammy?
but they really need to bring in a site plan as to how they're gonna set up that site to use that building.
Okay,
They need to get us some information on whether that building is even allowed to be able to be in the city with the wind load requirement.
we can still get. They can still take another bite at it. They can take another run at it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that'd be the question is have we said no forever? Now, obviously, I've had the discussion as well. A food truck doesn't fall into this. It really falls into the fire department doing an inspection. Tremaine does those. So the food truck doesn't run into as high a level. And for better or worse, anybody can go right outside into Glendale even and rock and roll because the county doesn't have any code. So, I mean, that's one of the lines we always have to. And I do appreciate the planning commission. And typically you guys read it by the letter of what it says, and then we kind of look and give a stab at it. And typically we follow y'all's, although at one point I think we were always saying we rarely do it, and we did it like 5 times in a row. But anyway, any comment from any board members, any questions for Craig since we've got him here? Nice to have you here, by the way.
I would just like appreciate the little data sheet you provided for us, kind of educate us. So that's, we're not experts up here. We have to make decisions. Like Craig said, sometimes we make executive decisions on all the details and facts, and sometimes, it helps have flushing out. So I appreciate this that you provided to us this morning and updated it to the evening. So thank you.
It was well written.
Very much
It
so.
was a good thing.
I think from a lawyer.
I think he's saying you dumbed it down enough for us where we could even understand it. It was written so plain, we could even understand it.
And then, like I said, this might be something that helps them with their way forward. Again, like we said, this is not the exact blueprints, this is the way forward, because like I said, once the detailed plans come in with a little more fidelity, then we'd be able to really get to that point, but
Now,
appreciate you laying down.
I do want to say, my understanding of the position of the planning commission is denied because of the building, period, not bringing those buildings into the city. So by saying this, it may make people start to think, well, if we do this, they'll let it go. And that is something that's, needs to be mentioned. Not having those, because you said it's, when I said it earlier, you do have businesses that are spending money for permanent businesses that are competing with somebody that doesn't spend as much for a building somewhere that we're not sure how long it's gonna be there and running all these different standards.
I think the administration's point, I think I could, I'm not speaking on behalf of the board, but I think you guys would agree that our point is that we're more than willing to work with anybody that more than we can. We want business in town. But it's got to be a conversation to where we can, and then we've got some things that, some of this stuff's overkill. I think it is. And it just, unfortunately, we have to follow a lot of guidelines. I think that I always think about the school when you start thinking about all the rules that come from up top and come down. You say, well, why are they doing that? Well, they have to, and I ask that why sometimes, but we're not fixing it in this room, change any of those things that come down from at that level. Complain and whine about it maybe, but anyway, appreciate everybody's look into this and a glance into that, and appreciate Craig, your time, and Amy, you as well, and then the planning commission as well. Anyway, we got anything else, guys?
I just want to clarify though, from what the board is saying and from what you're saying is there is a path forward. But there are,
Yeah, this ain't saying don't ever
Yeah.
bring it up again.
there's a clear path forward. The recommendations and the write-up that we saw, it's clearly saying these are the steps we need to follow.
Yeah.
It's not an impossible thing. And so I know, Dan, that that's not what you want to hear, but I am seeing a path forward on this if all the boxes are checked.
Well, you say that, but again, the position was not having formal buildings. Again, it's, that's just recommendation.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And I'm not sure what we mean by all boxes checked. Clearly, the mayor's right that we're not saying no forever, but it certainly seems impractical that a Dirksen building could ever fit the bill, especially one of this size. It's just not equipped. It doesn't have the basic amenities that new buildings in this city are supposed to have. Not even close.
I think,
So, I mean, for this to be modified, it's going to have to be changed.
and I think then it becomes a business decision. Does it make sense to pour this much money into X? Especially when they could tell us to drop dead and run across the river. I mean, that's just what we deal with on the city side. And I think there's another batch of regulations that's getting ready to come down, if I'm not mistaken. Don't they update that every 3 years?
Obviously,
And then COVID backed some of it up, maybe. So we're due for some more. We could keep the firefighters out of their meetings. I think we'd be okay. Just messing with y'all. I love y'all. All right, you got a motion to accept the recommendation of the planning commission and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Number 8, request to accept the engineering agreement with Shouse, Dearman and Waits for Katrina lift station upgrades. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Request to dispose of 1 Emerson microwave in the fire department. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 10, request to authorize adjustment to water services bill to 113 Boulder in the amount of $138 due to a leak.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I won't.
It was done. Don't worry.
Okay. Number 11, request for a special exception for property located at 49 Pinewood Drive, allowing a certificate of occupancy without a hard surface drive. Let's get a motion in a second. We'll dig into it.
Second.
This is actually it's in my neighborhood, actually Ward 4. We've done this in several places. There was no recommendation from the planning commission, right?
right.
And we asked why.
Well, I don't know what the position of the other members were. Mine was still the same as their callers.
Oh, we've done it before, but they'd have to have the little apron on there. Talking to some people in the neighborhood, they're saying there's only 2 others that are like this. And that was before the city was, but I mean, we have done it before, but that's really y'all's call.
So the 2 in there now are.
Before there was a city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, nice to have you in the hood. Tell me what you're trying to do.
So at the moment, we've got a gravel driveway and it's about 80 yards to our new home. And we're supposed to be finishing building here in a few days. So we were looking to hopefully move in, this weekend and the next couple of weekends. Our intentions were to do the apron like you're talking about and then do the, like some nice gray limestone rock all the
Oh,
way
in
to
there.
the carport. And
Uh-huh.
I think it's either today or tomorrow, they're gonna pour, up to the carport, away for us to drive on the carport and a little turnaround up there
Okay.
tomorrow. So we'll have that done. It's just the remaining part that we were planning to leave gravel or bring in that.
I
gray
noticed,
rock.
I've just told him you're his alderman, so.
Guys.
Any thoughts? I know, yeah.
Before the city came into being, there were 2 houses that were there.
I'm trying to think of the other one of them, I know one, I'm trying to think of who the other one is.
The problem is if we allow that, all the other lots that come in are gonna want to do that.
Is it one of the people that's down in that circle cul-de-sac too?
Yes,
That's the other one,
yes.
or of the 2?
The back in the corner.
Okay,
Yeah, you're in the back corner on the left-hand side.
There was, I think it's 34 and 35 Dogwood Circle. Long time.
Outside the city. The road.
The one that goes back, yeah.
way
Entrance
back
is
there.
on city, is on city, but their actual house is actually.
The one where you barely see the house?
Yeah, yeah.
Aren't they concrete the whole way?
It starts out concrete. I've never been back any further. So there's no reason for me to go
So
back.
just
I was
to
thinking the
kind of
other one
explain
that's
the
been there a
thought
long, long
process they're
time.
going through. My
Yeah,
neighborhood,
one of
them that's
I live
gonna be
down
built
by,
Oh, Glen White's the other,
across
he's
from
got a,
Pizza Hut, whatever, right?
but it's been like that.
And, that whole neighborhood.
Oh, the
all
other one may
driveways
be on
are
Dogwood
gravel.
too.
And so. if
Bet you
somebody came
anything
in and
it
said,
is.
"Hey, would you let us do this?" They
Both of them are
probably
on
would
Dogwood,
yes,
not right
but
next to each
match
other.
the entire neighborhood. Nobody's gonna complain.
Yeah.
Y'all are in a much nicer neighborhood. And so that's the concern is the character of the neighborhood, making sure that future homes and we don't want to do anything that's going to devalue neighbors and that kind of thing. And so that's kind of the thought process here is this something that your neighbors are going to be okay with? Is this going to be something that goes with that neighborhood well? And is the best thing for everybody.
Which
And
said,
so
we're
it's a
talking
bit of
about
a thought
80
process.
80 foot is what you're talking about?
It was 80 yards.
80 yards.
It was figured up to be about 52 yards of concrete.
Okay. How much money we talking about?
160 to 175 dollars a yard. It was going to be $12,000-$15,000.
And you're set on doing concrete versus asphalt?
I think so.
Everything, that's not our choice here, what you choose.
Yeah, hard surface,
The
a hard
requirement is
surface.
a hard driveway, not, you can make it out of diamond, I guess you want to, but.
That might be
it- yeah,
expensive.
Yeah, it's not good.
The concern with it, sometimes the depth isn't always the same and it starts cracking in some places versus others.
Is it a time, I mean, is there a timeline issue here? I mean, like I said, obviously if the house is ready to move in, but you don't have the driveway done, is that something, is your intention never, you don't ever want to do it, or you're not ready to do it right now?
Honestly, we would love to have a concrete driveway. It was just, we were thought that we could have a gravel driveway. To be honest, we thought we could since there are already some in there,
Mhm.
which of course we didn't know all the codes.
Yeah.
But, it was brought up just about a month ago of, hey, y'all don't have to get your driveway poured, and we didn't know that.
Before you
Wasn't
get your
something-
CO.
Yeah. about a
Correct,
month
Amy?
ago, and we were close to getting. it
Yeah.
done.
Before you get the CO, I mean, to the letter of the law, anyway.
Yes, for the
Okay.
permanent CO.
Okay. Okay, what y'all want to do?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to vote no. That's nothing personal, it's just that I've got 4 phone calls.
Now, can we work a timeout, make the calendar look better? That she's saying she's not gonna give him a CO, so he won't be in that house this weekend. Or do you tell him to get in there and we're still gonna withhold the, is there, Amy, is there anything such as close your ears, Craig. Is there anything such as a temporary CO?
There is a temporary CO, but it's limited on the time. I mean, like, it can't be 6 months.
Mama, were you reading my mind?
I think it's 30 days.
Is it extendable? I mean, can you extend it after 30 days? I mean, not look for a way around, just what is our authority?
I mean, he would need a reasonable amount of
Yeah,
time to even get
yeah.
it poured if he started, tomorrow.
Yeah, because you're on board, based on weather and all that stuff. So, I mean, this, ideally, we probably want to address this maybe 6 months ago. I mean, but like I said, understanding what I'm learning, you learned this morning, there's codes are complex and there's things you don't know about until you talk to the next person. And sometimes I sign off things, not realizing what those signs are, and that's probably what happens. Yeah, that's a standard, you gotta do everything to standard. And if your intent is to
Oh,
put a concrete in, it's a matter of, getting it done. At a certain point, like I said, for overall, because it's gonna help you out long term to value your house. Because like I said, you don't want your building to go lower than other people, because, it doesn't help your value long term. As a young couple, you're as building an estate. So whether we do a 30-day initially and see where you stand, like I said, but we also don't want to evict you in 30 days. You saw that? Gotta get out because you didn't pour your concrete, because if it snows for the next 30 days here, you aren't doing any sort of work. But also, at the same point, you gotta respect the alderman in the neighborhood. And when I have a house in one of my neighborhoods that rocks get on the road. It is a safety hazard. And that's ultimately, even, so even a minimum apron, that's what we do. We base it by apron, 15 feet, at least get the safety aspect of it done. And then we can work with this, a timeline, we can work through the, phasing of the operation. Like I said, we're a small enough city that we can work individually, all and work individually, but the end state is probably, I think is what it needs to be totally done eventually. When that eventually is.
I will say the 15's not a bad deal, because I spent $7,000 years ago to do that. So it seems like, let's that dude, I'm starting to think about what I paid the guy now. like 15 is actually a great deal, because that was probably 2007.
I'm assuming you're not paying this separate from the cost of closing the house, right?
Right. Yeah, it's a temporary variance thing.
All right, so if we,
If she says it is,
we
I
try
mean,
to work this
Well, she
out,
was talking
what's your
about
take on that?
temporary occupancy.
I've never heard of temporary variance.
Yeah, I can't find an
We
example.
wouldn't mind doing the concrete and all, but we would love to move in this weekend and have a few months to get it done.
Is that workable, Amy? Couple months, 3 months? No, Craig, you're the third Craig.
Hey, you only have temporary power right now, don't you?
No,
That's okay, because I was thinking that might hold you up too. Because you want power, like, it turns cold next week, you're probably.
I say if the
Nine?
thing,
Can you work with that?
that's not a temporary.
90 days,
period,
Amy?
it's on a more-
Oh, you authorized to go 90 or?
Move
What is the actual
in,
regulation?
we good there.
The temporary, yeah, if our building lease, we can do it.
Review it.
Review.
It's like we do for sliding properties. Okay. Well, we know where you live.
So, listen, they're not saying.
Yeah, where you live and work.
Yeah, that's right.
They're saying.
Work towards
You
it.
have your occupancy, come talk to us in 30 days, we'll see where we are, and maybe just go another 30 days, and just keep that good communication, and Amy and Randy talk you through that.
And once again, we're not talking 6 months or something like that, but still not saying get it done tomorrow.
If I didn't have any other lots available in that neighborhood, I don't think this will be. I really don't.
I'm blocking Craig's phone number on my phone here, so I don't get no call afterwards.
You understand what I'm saying?
Amy, you're blocked
Start
too.
doing that.
Thank you.
Both of y'all are
And
blocked.
they will call.
They'll try to call me and say, how in the world did y'all do that?
Mayor, there is a stick to this, because bottom line is after, the wheel of the board, and if you say, I'm not doing it at all, then that temporary occupancy will be revoked. What does that mean? That means that house will not be able to be occupied.
It'd be condemned.
Yeah.
And then if anybody does occupy it after that point, then the police
I will
will,
put you guys in a
arrest.
situation. Tell me that you can do
Until.
it.
Oh, we can do it in 90 days.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You have a guy already?
Yes. Okay. We've already got it
Cool.
all painted and marked off and
You mind if I ask how old you guys are?
22,
22, how long you
Wow.
been married?
it'll be
2
2
years
years
in
in March.
2 years? Is
Wow.
well, I mean, yeah,
Carter, tell them what you did
it gets
recently
better too.
from the academy.
Oh, yeah, I just graduated from fire academy.
Congratulations, man.
In
We're
September.
glad you're in pedal.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That is awesome. Appreciate y'all. Glad
So
to see y'all in the
what's
hood.
our motion?
Somebody needs
Let's
to.
do it.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and give a motion. How do we want to
What?
word this?
We're good.
Craig?
Temporary, we're gonna give you temporary occupancy, it can say it, for 30 days. It can continue from there. You just keep us updated and keep me updated on where you get on. I'm extremely proud of you guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, we understand that all makes sense. Trying to get it figured out.
Oh, no, I understand. Money's
So we're gonna
money.
have a revisit, a specific revisit date.
With the revisit every 30 days until you get it done, we need to have it done as quickly as possible, guys.
So then let's make the revisit date, since we're gonna
Second
be
meeting
looking
in
at,
March.
well, is that it? Or Amy or,
March, January.
yeah, why don't we, well,
January
No, they
21st.
said,
if they're doing 30 days, I think we
We
probably
said-
need to be the first meeting in
I think,
February.
I think
who's saying 90? Oh, you said we can only do 30?
30.
Sorry.
30.
30 would be just, it's not January 2nd, it's January 21st.
And Amy, we're gonna get real itchy come March.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Amy,
Just make
can
sure.
we do this first revisit maybe on the first meeting in February? Because that's about 45 days out.
And we're dealing with 2 weeks of holidays.
Another thing. is
February
that they get
4th.
cold.
See there,
Can't afford
another reason to dislike this time of year.
Well, and, you know, and
45.
and we've been having a lot of property hearings on our first meetings and not our second. And that's really what I was trying to do, is coordinate it. Well, yeah, so that you guys aren't coming up here early for just this one case,
every single meeting.
you know, on the 17th, and let's just move it to where we would have other property hearings. So how about the motion would be to have it heard again at our first meeting in February?
February 4th.
Okay.
You ready? You good for it?
Good.
I'm proud of you guys.
I'll second that.
Got a motion, got a second, all in favor? Good job.
Congratulations.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Thanks for taking that.
Number 12 and 13, I'll tell you after we do 13 and make it make sense. Request to authorize the purchase of parcel that is listed here from the state of Mississippi in the amount of $5,731, authorizing the mayor to execute any documents necessary for the purchase. You might have seen something from Alderman Brickson that points out what lot this is, and this was actually a good catch by Alderman Brickson, bringing it to our attention about this property. I did initially send in something so they would give us and donate the land to us. The problem is you've got to make some kind of commitment of what you're actually going to do with the land. We're not really at that stage right now. And so this is a huge discount on what we would normally pay for this. So good catch by getting that. I think it's in line with, this is, as y'all saw on the map, across from the parking lot near our soccer fields. So it gives us one more chip closer to what we ultimately want, which is that property over there. Josh, you're cool with that?
Yes, sir.
We've got a motion second already.
No. Now we do.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Uh,
Okay, number 13, request to amend the minutes of August 2024 to show that the EJC, both of them were approved for partial 30390 for $7,420 for the right-of-way for the Matthews Branch sidewalk project and $5,235 as an administrative adjustment for additional land. Is there a motion and a second?
motion.
This is, oh, is there a second?
I think we had two of us.
Okay, this is dealing with a piece of property that we were getting for the Matthews Branch project that they also owned right across. And I thought long-term, we might have some area that we could use for parking over there, but it kind of made the deal go through. They just want to have a formal announcement of us saying this is not part of the Matthews Branch project. This was a side deal that we did and everything. So,
It's already been paid and all that.
yeah, it's already been
They
done.
just
It's
want it
basically
worded
changing the
differently.
words. So motion and a second, all in favor? And to say that both of these items will require us to have a special meeting tomorrow to approve minutes. So we can send this to the state for that land. And then both of 12 and 13, they're trying to clear out before the end of the year. And obviously we need to get a check to the state for that one for the Jenkins property as quickly as possible. When, and you can call in, I just need 4 of you.
We can call in.
7 a.m.
8.
You know what? I'll change my mind.
I'm gonna be here all day anyway.
What good's for y'all?
If we can do it.
You wanna make it 10?
9, 10, 8, 9, 10,
10 would be great.
10.
I'd have to call in.
10, it's good, fine, I mean, it's fine to call in, and I just need 4 of you. if
We
you
get
can't make it,
4
that's
at
fine
10.
too.
I'm calling it.
4 of you at 10 o'clock, we're gonna have it at 10. And that'll approve both those things, and we'll clean that up and get them, but, we'll compliment, Alderman Brickson on that, that was a good catch, obviously. They don't happen often, but hey, man, it just fit right in like we needed it to, and everything, so anyway. 10 a.m. Alrighty, seminars and travel requests, number 14, request for Abby Schaus to attend emergency telecommunicators 40-hour basic course in Loosedale, Mississippi, the 27th through the 31st in January. Total cost $756.80. There's a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 15, request for Daniel Clem and Jolie to attend fundamentals of social media. Training in Brandon, Mississippi on the 22nd of January. Total cost up there. It's our magic number. 0. Is there a motion? Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 16, request for Kevin Wright and Melissa Barber to attend crisis call handling and stress management training in Flowood, December 16th and 17th. Okay, total cost, $1,083.96. Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all. Okay. So number, got another one. Request for Kaylin Wright to attend communications training officer training in Long Beach, Mississippi on February 12th and 14th, 2025. Total cost $765.50.
Motion.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Request for Shalane Davis to attend the CIT dispatch training in Collins, February 4th and 5th of next year. Total cost $96.48.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 19, request for Kelly Finley to attend advanced dispatcher supervisor training in Flowood, January 6th and 7th. Total cost $634.96. There a second? All in favor? Orders and ordinances 20, request to an order to hire Gabe Wilson as recruit firefighter at a rate of $11.7521 per hour effective December 25th, pending drug screen and physical.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 21, request to adopt an order hiring Jared Mott as first-class firefighter at a rate of $13.1766 per hour, effective January 7th, pending drug screen and physical.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
22, request to hire Zay Rhodes as first-class firefighter at a rate of $13.1766 per hour, effective December 30th. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Request to adopt an order promoting Joel Smith, the engineer, at a rate of $14.2450 per hour, effective December 25th.
Motion.
Is there a second? We'll give it- All in favor?
Aye.
Request to adopt an order promoting Casey Burge to engineer at a rate of $14.2450 per hour, effective December 25th.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next two are basically some federal guidelines that,
which I'm not
Well,
sure that it actually went
rules.
through again, but
but anyway,
it's
that
budgeted
we're
now.
making sure.
Effective date. We put that in the record.
Oh, yeah, you don't have.
Oh, it's December 25th.
We just add that to it.
Yeah.
Okay, request an order of adopting a salary for Michelle Streetbeck to $58,656 annually.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We can probably just skip over this one.
Yeah.
Request to adopt an order increasing the annual salary for Josh Young, $58,656. All in favor?
Aye.
For discussion.
Any abstentions? Any nays? All righty. Any comment from anybody? On our stuff, I really don't have anything in the mayor's report other than what I updated you on the paving. Obviously, we got some deadline for some grant monies that we're going to be seeking. I've been working with our grant folks and with Child German Awaits, trying to get that information onto them. And, to put the best foot forward, kind of to see what the money looks like as well. So anyway, we're working through that. Is there a motion to see the need for an executive session?
Just one thing.
Yeah.
Mayor, I'd be remiss. I didn't highlight the festival of trees, so if you're out and about, you want to walk through the Hinton Park, see the festival of trees, Christmas trees, a lot of people out there walking. A lot of people getting pictures in the sleigh that was built by our Clearwater team, so appreciate that. And also this Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m., our library's got Santa and Miss Claus
cool.
is visiting, so appreciate the library team for bringing, but it's free pictures, free meet and greet. And free library refreshment. So that's 1 to 2 p.m. on Saturday at our library.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Is there a motion to see the need for an executive session?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty, gang.
Hey, what's with the beers with all our leadership? November is over, guys.
Not yet.
Double the money, more money.